What's going on is the Wolf, and y'all already know we back with another episode of the Wolf Has Spoken podcast. And as always, I'm extremely excited today. I found myself joined again by my co-host.
Yes,
Q.
glad to be here.
Welcome back. 10-day contract extended. And today, we actually got two special guests.
Super special.
We got the CEOs and co-founders of Janice and Jean. We got Miss Imani and Miss Rhonda, which is my therapist name. So just Rhonda.
Not
you
the
just
same person.
You Lil Rhonda.
Not the same.
Yeah, that's not my therapist. Lil Rhonda, Imani. And first of all, this is different. I feel like we got a full house today.
Yes. He threatened to put all three of us on the same couch, and I said, enough is enough. I need,
to be
my union contract states otherwise.
To be fair, I did this first before thinking that them three on one couch was a better idea.
I brought it up last minute.
Reason why is because they know each other. They all talking about each other's lives and weddings and fiancés and shit.
But now just have three people on one couch.
Yes.
But because I got great love for y'all, I love the brand so much. It's like it's been my thread lately. Y'all see I've been putting that shit on. Yeah. I got to make sure y'all comfortable because y'all made sure I was comfortable. So, ladies, thank y'all for coming and joining us. But I'm gonna get to y'all, but I gotta address this.
Oh man, smut.
So this is our second episode today. I was half asleep in the first one. Y'all see it. I'm sorry.
Not halfway, all the way.
I was asleep. I was tired. You know what I mean? I'm running off an hour of sleep in the last 48 hours. Been on 2 flights and
Dramatic.
yeah, it was a lot. But I'm cool with Q. Know how much time he got each episode. This in the contract. Like I know. You know what I'm saying? Q know. So in this particular episode, not only did Q exceed his time, so don't expect to hear from him a lot. We got 2 guests is enough. But this motherfucker waved me off like Jeremy Lin did Kobe when I went to say something.
Yeah, this nigga 40 when I waved him off.
He said, "Yeah." So like I said, "Nigga, I'm holding that. I'm holding that to you." No, it's like no, man. I just wanted to get that off, but no, I'm extremely excited. So let's get into it, ladies. How was your week? We'll start to the left.
My week was busy. I just told y'all before the camera started rolling. I moved from Delaware back to PA.
We won't say why you.
Well, yeah, we're not gonna say why.
We're gonna save you. We're gonna save you
and just let her get to the story.
Yeah.
It was not why. Why? My son plays sports here. My family is here. My business is here. My company is here. So
don't say the last reason.
I'm not.
I was here darn near every day. So yeah, I moved this week. Football season is starting back up for my son, like practices and stuff. So
is he good?
He is.
Valid question.
Right? He is. He's very fast.
We don't care if you offended. Valid question.
That's the question I need answers.
He is. He was defense last year, but he's training for wide receiver this year.
Talk about it. Okay.
Super fast.
That's good. How you know you raced him?
Yeah.
Did he take you in a race?
He can now.
Yeah, I believe it.
He can
to be
now.
honest, she looks slow though.
No, I'm fast.
let's
We
do
can
this.
take these off.
No,
and
just
go
give me
outside.
give me a leg lift. See some mobility in them.
I do Pilates
She
and
look a
all
little
that.
slow.
She's always impressed.
She try to do both. Go ahead, complete your week. We're gonna let you rock.
That was it. We've been outside. It was a holiday.
Oh yeah.
We've been with family the past few days, so it was a busy, but it was a good week.
Let's talk around this. How was your week?
My week was simple. I work every day. Let me not even say it. But yeah.
I need to know where this was going.
While she was doing nothing at football practice,
Because
I
I
was
seen
working.
the finger go her
I was
direction.
going to say like a Mexican, but I didn't.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't.
Strike that from the record. Go
Y'all
ahead.
too, yo. This is crazy.
It's a lot of isms between this.
Absolutely.
Like, is this brand gonna have to issue a statement?
No.
The black screen.
Like, with the white words.
Jesus.
Other than that, I worked, and then my son had practice too. They play for the same football.
Is he any good?
He is.
They both can't be good.
Absolutely.
They're in 2 different age groups. So
Oh, all right.
yeah.
Oh, all right. So that's the probability.
See?
Call the coach.
I know some coaches too. I'm gonna find
Okay,
out.
call him. Hold on,
I'm gonna find out.
Y'all can pull up this season.
Period.
Yeah.
And then we went out for karaoke yesterday. That's why I thought I was a rapper, and it was
Let
an
the team
epic
down.
failure.
She is a little raspy today.
What song you
I was
folded
definitely
on?
want to know that. Yeah, boy.
Glorilla. Was it Glorilla,
That's
right?
the song every
It
girl
was
likes.
95
now.
degrees.
Yeah,
No,
She
it
turned-
wasn't 95.
she turned into Ron Rilla.
It was the Tomorrow. With Cardi
You don't
B.
know Tomorrow?
No, I know Tomorrow, but I just didn't realize the amount of speed you have to rap and
You was winded?
perform at this
So,
beyond.
did you develop a sense of respect for rappers leaving them stage?
Absolutely.
Shout out to y'all.
Absolutely. Because it
Art.
wasn't for me.
It's no joke.
I'm going to stick to what I know.
So what song you choose?
I did Beyonce Love on Top.
That's a
I
good
did
one.
Whitney Houston.
You went too far.
Okay.
I know.
She
I
made
know.
us do so
You
good
went too
too.
far.
Oh yeah, we did Destiny's Child so good.
Whitney, you went too far when you did Whitney.
Like she had something to prove that night.
I
Like,
know.
Let me hear what you did.
I know. No.
Whitney said, "You
Somebody put
better
the,
lay
words on
low."
the, put the words on the screen.
Oh, this screen
We'll try
behind
this
us,
shit
yeah.
tonight.
Absolutely not.
And I...
No, not that one. Which one was it? I Want to Dance. I want to dance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, you stay
All right,
in the
little
lane.
Yeah, you know,
vibe,
like a little bop.
I ain't got nothing to prove tonight, y'all. You know, we're gonna dance it out. Like,
We gonna dance it out.
Yeah, she chose a crowd favorite. That was
Yup.
smart.
Yeah,
That was smart. That was
You can't
we
hear the
ain't judging her
vocals.
now.
You can't hear the vocals over everybody bopping
Yeah,
their
yeah,
head.
yeah.
Right.
No, that was
Smart.
that was strategic. You go karaoke a lot.
That girl good.
I'm a professional.
Yeah, I know one when I see one.
What would be your karaoke song? Your
I was gonna
go-to?
ask you. That's so
I
crazy.
asked you
You said
first. I'm
that.
better.
My
Go.
go-to would be. So what era is we in?
This nigga. Man.
If we go to the 90s, I'm going Shy. If I ever fall in love.
Okay, that boy good.
Yeah. If we go to the early 2000s, I'm going Mario. You should let me love you.
Okay. Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Dirty Mac, I
If
respect
we got to
it.
come past the 2010s, I'm gonna probably rock with R&B. Has been, you know what? I'll leave that in the conversation. What song am I singing in it? I'm going with Trey Songz, Love Lost.
That's a nice one.
Oh, you was outside.
Yeah.
You was
That's
outside.
That's
a
Yeah, I had to
classic.
think of the years. I'm like, all right, I can
You
go
was
there.
outside. I
Yeah,
respect
give me
it.
yours.
Yeah. This is gonna be the cliche, but off the top of my head, I'm thinking about back in the day, Can't Stand the Rain. That's an easy one.
I would have went there. That's a
Okay.
good
All
one.
right,
Yeah, I
fair.
would've
You know,
went
you
there.
can't go wrong with that one. Early 2000s, I'm always gonna go with my man Usher, so I probably go if You Got It Bad.
Ew.
And then past that, off the top of my head, I can't think of nothing, but I'm gonna go with my man Chris. No bullshit. That's my favorite
Ew.
Chris song.
So you
Ooh.
give me
Chris.
more of a confessions type nigga though. You got it bad. Don't get a vibe that you give. You give me you fucked up. You gotta tell on yourself you're confessing.
Oh my god.
Never in life, actually. like no. If
Why did
I
I
fuck
think
up
of
to the
Breezy's song?
grave, like no. Like,
This nigga's diabolical. This nigga's engaged. You're gonna go home into a conversation.
that's why you don't fuck up. But in case you do, to the grave.
Damn. So that's how you feel? You taking yours all the way down to the pond box?
Even vice versa, like my girl.
Oh, I
fuck
know
up,
where they taking it. I asked you, nigga.
Yeah, I'm saying both sides. I'm not a hypocrite. If you fuck up, you better find a grave to put that shit in 6 feet deep. Don't let
Yo,
it come up.
and
Don't
it's
let it be Pet Cemetery in this bitch.
It's
Like,
crazy because it's like it's the whole.
Black women don't cheat.
Period.
They already lying. I was gonna promote the brand. I can't promote no lying,
it's crazy.
motherfucker.
Y'all got isms and
Yeah,
lines. There's a
lies.
lot going on in this brand.
Yeah.
Like,
Call us a lot of things.
Damn.
I feel offended.
Attacked.
Offending demographic.
I thought we made it a pact that we were just gonna all be transparent, but we all lying, so fuck it. But no, I always thought I'm like, yo, like as a man, because like I'm big on transparency and like I feel like you know how in the last episode it was like, do they come up or do I'm like
Right.
omitting is lying to me.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Like omission is lying. So it ain't about if it come up. It's about if you're not forthcoming.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like I'm not with that whole to the grave because I feel like anything can be fixed with communication.
Right.
If y'all really fuck with each other.
False.
Wait. Wait. Now I'm not saying any collateral damage to coming forward. You know what I mean? But I just feel like it gives you grounds to stand on in either party. Cause it's like, well, at least the motherfucker did now. Now, granted, if we talking about you doing something in the eye of the law, take that with you to the, you know, cause that coming forward will never work in your favor. But in your relationship, you know what I mean? You know, but it just comes down to if you want to put that thought in your woman's head or in your man's head.
So hold on. Y'all be having threesomes like every night? Look, the poly lifestyle is about much more than just sex.
And I gotta make sure my man is being fulfilled sexually.
I did think y'all had a little thing going on.
Nobody will see y'all better than this. I guess I just need to know your rules.
And you're safe word.
We're ready to take things to the next level.
So you don't let your girlfriend pick up your husband? You always think I'm playing whenever I'm trying to get closer to you. He almost made me kill his ass. Girl, you crazy. No baby step shit, but I feel how I feel. I'm doing too much.
I should have told you this a long time ago.
That shit can get messy.
Drop the gun!
I'm the unicorn of all unicorns, honey. If I say let that bitch go, you stand with me.
Soon as I give you mother pickups another chance, you break my heart again? Hey, boo.
Because you would love it here.
Moral of the story, don't fuck up.
There we go.
Unless you
Now
can
he
take,
tryna be
unless you can
mature.
take it to the grave. If you ain't, if you ain't the
That's
type,
the cue I know.
Yeah, if you ain't the type to plot out some shit and get away with the murder, then don't be killing it.
So, ladies, y'all got to the grave moments?
No.
One time. Okay, we're just gonna lie all day. Then.
I'm asking them specific questions. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm dead serious. The one
talk
time I really thought I was about to take something, it came to light, and that's why from that point on, I was just like, I'm just gonna be
I'm not good at
forthcoming.
this.
I respect it.
Seriously,
I like
that
that
wasn't
you said
good for
that, though.
me.
So you said you're gonna be forthcoming because I feel like a lot of women feel like it's not necessary if it's not presented. So you would just come out and say it.
I can't hold water. It's bad.
I like to believe it, but it just all right. So what about when you're scared?
Like it's so.
No smut.
Like the bluntness and. I'm already a blunt and honest person. She'll tell you, but especially in like relationships with men, like I'm very real about reality, right? Like I'm a single mom. Like I know what that means for me in the dating world. Just a bunch of stuff.
Right.
I'm very much aware of who I am and what's going on in the world. So like we ain't got time for all that.
I respect that. What about you, Rhonda?
Okay.
Rhonda to the grave. I can tell that right now.
Rhonda got secrets.
Yeah, no way.
In my younger days,
like last week.
Sure,
Like
no.
last week.
for sure.
Define younger.
I'm not
I was younger
saying
10 minutes ago.
Thing in my younger days, and if you know, then I'll just start the lie. But as I get older, yeah, I'm just saying it, and I don't care. And I try not to do. As I got older, I don't do anything that I don't want done to me.
For sure.
I don't. It's nothing for me to hide.
And for me, I would say I don't do anything that I'm not willing to stand on if I had to stand on it.
Right.
And I feel like that shapes a lot of my decisions because if we just think of the long-term ramifications from every factor, like especially being a man, is like I cheat on my girl, it don't just affect her. It affects me, but it also affects my children. And it's like it's not about if a person stays, it's about what happens to that person when they stay.
Absolutely.
So for me, it's like, nah, thinking long term, it don't make sense. And if you can look at these things like an investment, which they are, why would you stake all of your future on?
That's how I feel.
You know what I mean?
It's easy to break trust. It's so hard to gain it back. So why, once you do that, then like you said, with that communication, depending on the type of person that you're dealing with, why would I just want to have a life full of stress like that? Like, if I'm going to be with you, I'm going to be with you. And I'm going to communicate until we can't communicate no more. And then if we're not meant to be, then we're not meant to be. But I don't want, like you said, I don't want to do nothing if I can't stand on it. But as well, I don't feel like that stress that comes behind.
I respect that. So this is a question I'll ask the ladies, and you can feel free to add to it. Is what about when men have to deal with the lack of trust from your prior experiences being projected onto us?
So I'm currently dealing with that kind of situation now. And I right my wrongs. So if I do something, I take accountability for it, and I'll may lash out or be overly emotional.
She spoke the word. Accountability.
Yeah, because it's like, it's the truth.
Oh, you still believe her?
I want to hear. I can't wait to dissect her definition. Let her land her plane.
So more so like this. Like, so say if my friend does something to me, and all right, for an example, he could be on the phone in the other room. It could be a woman. And because of me getting cheated on before, I automatically think either he's doing something or whatever the situation is. I either can act out on it and like have all these insecurities, or I can simply just ask a question. Or if I make it a big deal or something that you did wrong and I feel some type of way about it, even though I know it wasn't you, I then go back and say, you know what, that had nothing to do with you.
You say this out loud?
Oh, well,
Not just
hey,
say,
she's good at
I say it.
Come on,
Yeah,
Q.
I write my wrong.
Come on, Q. Don't do that.
I guess.
No, for real, seriously. I write my wrong and I'll
She's
say,
good
you know
at
what, that
doing
has
that.
nothing to do with you. I'm projecting onto you something that I did, like I went through, and that has nothing. You never gave me any signs of
I
that.
respect it.
So yeah.
I respect that.
She does that in her family relationships too.
Yeah.
That's dope. Accountable woman, accountable people in general. I'm huge on that.
I don't think I've ever seen it happen before, but if she's an anomaly,
So let me say this. Let me
Wait, Michael Jackson. Oh, please.
Wait, let me say this right to Q's point. I'm not gonna say I never seen it happen. I never seen it stood on. And what I mean is the very next time that same thing happens, it's the same exact activity and then the same apologies. So at what point do you refrain from triggering?
No, after I do it the first time,
You don't do it.
Yeah, I can't.
Now
That's
that's
just like you
accountability.
forgive a person and then you still bringing it up. How you didn't forgive me?
So I think that's a good thing, right? I think that something shouldn't be held over somebody's head.
Right.
But like your criminal record, that motherfucker is on there.
Absolutely.
So if certain points have to be made and this have to be referenced for that point to be made to tie to a point that's current, that motherfucker can come back up.
I went through this recent discussion with my girl where
That nigga's huge. Go ahead.
No,
My
'cause
boy-
she-
I wish the audio could have seen this nigga reaction. Like I just did a fucking Harry Potter spell.
This how real quick.
Ingorium Leviosa.
I'm gonna bring it back. Recently, I've been reflecting on myself, King. And I'm thinking like, all right,
Because he hang with me now.
Not
well,
all,
we don't
actually.
hang.
Not-
Strike
no,
that from
no,
the
no.
record. Because he been around me.
I really don't fuck with this person. But as a man, as a person I consider the leader of my relationship, doesn't mean she doesn't have a voice, but I'm the leader of my relationship. I was thinking like, all right, can I start going about things in different ways to get the results I want, whatever. So if she may say like, if she takes something the wrong way, could I be like, all right, I could have responded in a certain way, even if I wasn't wrong. I could say it differently to make her receive it better. So I started thinking about things like that, whatever. Ooh. But one time she said something where she was like, yo, you threw that in my face or brought it up. And I was receiving it like, okay, am I wrong for throwing in her face or her head? But I was like, no, I'm not. I was using a past example to try to divert from what already happened already. Yeah. So like it's relevant now. I'm not just throwing it in your face.
But how did you say it when you said it in that moment?
It wasn't correct. Because we wasn't arguing, but she was triggered.
Okay.
I suppose because I was fucking right the first time and I'm right now. But
it don't matter how accountable a woman is. We also don't like to be wrong. So that's
hard too.
I can be real with that.
I think so I think holding something over someone's head is unnecessarily mentioning it in things that have no correlation. Right. It's like, you wore red that day, so I know you when you wearing green, you go. It's like they're not even correlated. Right. You know what I mean? But if it's a situation where it's like, listen, the last time we were in this particular situation, this was the outcome. So I'm not trying to experience the same thing. Right. But before you can get to the ladder of the statement, is why you bringing that up? Exactly, you said you forgave me. Why? So it's like, nah, sometimes just let us land the plane. Because like even now me, like I do this in regular conversations, like where I rush to where somebody may be going. You know what I mean? And a large part, a lot of times because I'm intuitive and always paying attention to context, I can understand somebody where they're going. But I had to train myself to not make an assumption. Right? So it's like, I want to let you speak for yourself because I want to hear your thoughts on the matter. I could think I know where you're going with it because of something you might have said before, but I still want to give you the space to present it, even if it's the same thing. And then I'll say, I already knew that. Right. But I want to allow you to get to that point. So to the whole, what I'm saying, what tends to happen when a man is trying to bring and reference something up, we don't get the opportunity to land the plane to make it make sense for now. It's just like, nigga, you bringing up the past, you throwing it in my face. But often more times than not, we get shit thrown in our face. So why do y'all want us to forgive immediately but forget, but y'all don't want to forget never?
Because we're emotional beings and y'all rationalize the situation. It's like, solve a problem, get it done, that's it. We're like, A, B, C, D, turn around, go back to A, then come back to B, then C, and then we do it. We do the most like with circles. Any kind of situation.
She's like accountable
we like
woman.
Circles.
It is, though. It's so true.
But you know
That's
what?
fucking hilarious.
I love what Q said, and that you brought up leadership, and that leadership looks so different in so many different ways. It's not just like, I'm a man and I'm gonna pay bills and lead this family.
That's how you say.
It's like
that's us being macho.
But it's really like knowing your woman, right? And knowing what like triggers her and knowing how to land a conversation to get the desired outcome so that she can hear you. 100%. That's leadership. Yep. Knowing that like if you do it that way, she gonna spaz. She about to cuss me out. Right. Like that's leadership.
Yeah, 100%.
If you don't want that, then again, and I haven't figured this shit out. I'm still. It's funny. My stepdad told me this a while ago. Who divorced from my mom. So I was like, all right, nigga, all right, cool.
Nigga, it didn't work for you.
Right. But he was like, when I was telling him something, he's like, yo, are you? And again, my stepdad, he like a super caveman type nigga, whatever. So he's like, are you a fucking man? Like, are you the man? Like, what the fuck? Like, lead then. Tell her, like, you go. It was just such a funny conversation because I was like, I guess you're right, but I don't know. But
Nigga was confused as fuck walking in.
Facts,
They don't got no hair. He twisting his fucking knot.
but his whole thing was like, yo, if you a leader, basically, then you need to get the results you want, you need to properly deliver it or convey it or lead in the first place, whatever. Now, again, I still find myself going in a circle sometimes because, again, it's like if I'm already, it's like I always say, check the source. If I already feel like the way you filtered the information in the first place may be flawed or skewed or off,
And most times
how I'm trying to bounce back or fix it, I can possibly keep going this same thing because I wasn't wrong in the first place. You was kind of off. So it's always like I've been wrestling with that, trying to figure it out.
I got two things I'm gonna say. So, for one, because I had 2 points I was gonna make. I'm gonna just start with the tail end of it. Whenever I'm trying to be understood, right, I always find a correlation that they can understand, right? And even if I'm being logical, I try to draw from where their emotions come from in that space. So it goes back to my whole 10s and 2s concepts. If I understand that something that's a 10 to me is a 2 to my girl, I try to locate something that would be a 10 to her and say, well, let's reimagine it in this way. And how would you feel in this moment if this was? So then even if she can't rationalize with my logic, she can rationalize with how I'm feeling about it. And then I try to land a plane with that. Secondly is I just accepted the fact that I might not always be understood. Yeah. And I just said, you know what? I'm perfectly fine with her not getting it, but I'm right. And I just don't give a fuck.
And just leave.
That's just what it is. And that's leadership as well because I got all women in my household. So it's like, it's easy to make, that's the bad guy. It's like, we can easily, now I'm not saying it happens, but it's easy for that to be a thing because it's more togetherness and understanding of said experiences and whatever, right? Now, luckily for me, they kind of go at each other, but no.
Divide and conquer.
Yeah, nah, I stay away. I'll do y'all. But all in all, it's just like one of them situations where being in that, that's why I'm tired because I know I just lost my thought again. Where was I saying? Nigga, sleepy. But
he gonna need you to take the lead.
Yeah. But it's leadership. See how cues work? No pun intended. So it's just like being an effective leader is also just understanding, just seeing the whole board and knowing that if I got to be the bad guy, y'all don't understand what I'm seeing now. Y'all see it in the future, and I'm okay with that. Like I'm literally okay with being misunderstood because most of the time men drive ourselves into the ground trying to make them understand where we're coming from, and then that's where the whole verbal aggression and the passion start to speak because it's like, how don't you get it? But if you just go into it understanding that they really might not get it, and that's fine. And sometimes they get it and just act like they don't because they don't want you to be right. So you just accept it, like, you know what? She just might not get it, and that's okay.
And we talked about this before, because you know what they do sometimes or half the time? 2 years later, you know what? You was right. Yeah, and it's like,
I don't know what you talking about.
Monty taking it to the grave. This is the same person that don't have no to the grave moments that's taking that to the grave.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
So let's talk, right? Because Monty had made a very good, she had made a point when I was at their studio, and she was talking about communication to her son, and I thought it was dope. Is it necessary? Is it kind? Is it necessary? Is it truthful? Is it truthful? Yeah. So break that down for the people because I thought it was dope, and I wanted to explore that.
I actually got it from my mom, so shout out to my mom. But
you don't gotta plug the source. Take it. It's your shit.
I know, right?
It's your clip.
Thank you, Mama. But no, kids have this beauty about them that's like their innocence. And the way they see the world is just like so unfiltered, right? We add the filters to children.
That's a fact.
They just like, they're observing the world, and it's like, if the wall is blue, don't try to tell me it's periwinkle. It's blue.
Like, assuming I know what periwinkle is.
It's like a bluish purple. I think.
Got you.
But,
I was following. That
must be her favorite color.
They graduated college. I was graduated. Dropped out. Went on to become a business owner.
The 2 dropout.
Me.
Now I'm still lit. Fuck out of here. Valedictorian in my class, motherfucker.
Switch couches.
No, I'm saying this feng shui.
But no, so my son is one of those kids, and he's so intelligent and he's so verbal. Like one time there was a maintenance man came into our apartment. He's like, Mom, why is his stomach so big? I don't understand. Like, cause he's like, I guess predominantly around slimmer people, right? He's just like, I've never seen that to that extent. What's that? And I'm like, that wasn't kind. So my mom built up those 3 layers like, hey, just because something is truthful, it doesn't mean it's kind. Right. Or just because it's the truth, it doesn't mean it's necessary. Like, shut the fuck up sometimes. You don't have to talk all the time.
You tell your son to shut the fuck up?
I do.
Sometimes.
We all team.
I try to.
Sorry,
I
shut
try
the fuck
to.
up. We all
Toast to that air toast.
Absolutely.
Cause some kids they be talking.
Absolutely.
But no, yeah. I try to gentle parent, but sometimes, and then I got a boy, so it's just like shut the fuck up.
Absolutely.
I respect it.
All
I
the
respect
time.
it. I love the energy. I love it. You know, besides the despite to the grave moments, it's been good. It's been solid. She's accountable enough for the both of them. So
You know what? Now I'm just not accountable. But no, I like those pillars.
no,
Implement those. They work for me. Because I'll be like, I'll even throw it back on him. I'll be like, now, was that kind? Was it necessary?
And I
You know?
and
Interesting.
I actually like walked away really thinking about that, and it's like because it's a proven philosophy, like
Yep. Right.
like you know, and I'm always intrigued by that type of stuff because I feel like people don't understand that we are modern day philosophers. The quotes and the shit that we live by, the old cliches and shit, was just some nigga that and some woman that just said the shit, and it was like, oh, that was kind of dope. I'ma say it, and I'm gonna be dope enough to say you the one that said it. In the day's time, we don't get that. They just take your shit, republish it,
Repurpose it, yep.
repurpose it, and just post that shit out. But the fact of the matter is, I always like to give those type of things a highlight because it's a concept that somebody can take and apply. No difference than the 4 agreements, right?
Right.
We know
Oh,
the
I
4
love that
agreements are. I love that book. It changed my life essentially. He came up with 4 agreements that can govern your entire life. And he's widely known for it because he put it in a book, which is one of the reasons why I started writing books. I'm like, I say a lot of good shit,
Yeah.
but people don't give you your credit for a quote until it's in black and white. I was like, nah, motherfucker, I said it. It's right here. It can be documented. But the fact of the matter is, I always like to acknowledge people when they say some shit that's dope. So shout out to you for plugging your mom, but I'm still giving it to Junior.
Super side note for introduce something else. That's actually personally how I always felt about music, and I feel like yes, of course, like philosophers and people that do orators, speeches from the past, whatever, always get their credit or perspective of having those
Philosophies
that transcend generation of that. Well, I always looked at it like no, like certain lyrics are profound and
Yes.
should be
100%.
looked at in that same type of.
I still think it's philosophical.
Of course, but it doesn't. The general public or society doesn't look at it that way because
Because
it's
people
rap or
don't
whatever.
really listen.
That's it.
They hear the beat and they mumble words, but they're not really listening to the lyrics.
She wanted to be a rapper.
I did.
And we know it failed yesterday, but
Completely.
chase your dreams again tomorrow.
Up until yesterday, she was like, "Niggas gonna be listening to me. I was gonna be Play-Doh
My
and
nickname
Rhonda."
Gotti, Bro Gotti.
oh, you see the...
Her Instagram name was Rogati
It
for
was.
like
Oh, this was really a thing?
years.
Yeah, really a thing.
No,
But I've
she
never tried to
really-
rap.
Gotti, I just caught it. That's hilarious.
I never tried to rap though.
Yo, that's funny because my brother used to call me Yo Naughty.
That's-
This nigga used to be like, this nigga the only gangster I know that come in the crib and fall asleep to Disney Channel. Y'all scared of this nigga?
This is straight from Proud Family.
Yeah,
like, it's not a real person. Like,
Like, my brother was diabolical with his comebacks. Like, this nigga was crazy.
That is funny.
And he always overly set out to embarrass me in front of my friends. Because
respect it.
essentially he won more of the fights in the house. He was taller, he was stronger. I was
respect
the
it.
little
Do you
brother.
think boys need that? Because I think I'm going through that phase with my son now where I'm
Yes.
like, he's like, Mom, I don't know how to bust. And I'm like, I'm about to just pick on you.
I don't think you should do it. No, I'm about to
terrorize you.
I always tell her.
I'm ready to flame his ass. I got him.
I thought we was talking about learning
Blow
how to
that
fight.
big ass
Like, she
head
said,
to the-
I'm about to
No,
just
Monty, that's not-
destroy his
He's a little husky.
his
He know how to
security.
fight.
But I think she more so saying like the whole back and forth
Like the
verbal
comebacks,
comeback
the
shit.
comebacks.
I think you either got it or you don't.
So I
Yeah.
shouldn't be screaming across from out of my room. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, do what works.
Nothing wrong with that.
all
in
my
any
kids do is
capacity.
Do they shut
Fight.
the fuck up?
No.
Then I mean, try new.
You gotta yell louder.
But I'm also team.
Bonnie knows. I do. Oh, my kids are different.
She said that with a capital D there.
It's different. Like,
But she silenced it a little bit. You gotta turn the volume up on that part.
yes.
Different. But no, I think that for me, like I do agree that if you either got it or you don't. But I think it could be developed because I did have to learn how to have comebacks because when we were younger, now they just go on rage. This generation is different. They come back and go to shootouts. Different. They different. But
We're going to put that on a t-shirt.
Real small text on the eye after the
right
D
here.
part.
Silent but capital D.
Yeah, but it's there. But I think that it is necessary to build tough skin to get talked about.
For sure.
Not because it's okay to be talked about, but it's also to be aware that people will talk about you.
Yeah, that's
and you
their
have
life.
to develop the skin to know that their opinion don't fucking matter.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I feel like at a young age, the younger the better. I don't think it should come from mom.
Yeah.
Because I think
Yeah.
the only thing that kept me confident on
Was your
most days
mom.
was the fact that my mom never ever talked
Yeah.
down about me ever in life.
Yeah.
She always poured into me. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I've,
mom
you
doing
already
this
got mom.
crazy.
She used to come, I used to work at DocuCare. She used to come in.
yeah.
Yep.
Don't let her see this shit. Can you record that part so I can show the whole job? My mom is also my top promoter. So yeah, I will not be sending her this episode. I will be sending it to her. She should be watching. But all in all, yeah. So my mom, and that's pivot a little bit. So that actually set my standard. I know you said your mom was a terrorist. I'm gonna let you get to it. But now I'm not smart as mom. These are cues.
No, that was you.
I never said that.
I never called her a terrorist. That's your word.
I'm gonna pull this up. We're gonna clip that. This motherfucker is crazy.
Put it in the corner.
Yeah, he don't even want to refer to his mom by name sometimes. Say the lady.
Now was getting super deep smart territory.
I heard that. But all in all, though, it set the standard for what I tolerate verbally from when dealing with women.
Right.
Because that's foreign to me. So like it's like, all right, now I did have my disrespectful years, but now I don't. Like I don't.
And it's rooted.
Bitch, that. But as far as what I tolerate, that always was foreign to me. It was like I never wanted it to be like you pussy ass bitch ass. And it's like even when women think they could just play like that, like I'm just joking. No, we're not just doing that. Like, it's a big deal. Like you're not calling me a cornball, clown, or pussy. None of that because I'm none of the sort. I'll take every title that I can own, but the ones that don't apply, we let them fly.
Right. Yeah, it's funny because my mom, again, slight smart. But no, my mom, she a little crazy. Everybody knows that, whatever. But it's funny that you say that because, like, even though she's crazy or whatever, like, she never talked down to me, never put any type of energy on me. So therefore, even if you are some type of crazy, loud girl, whatever type shit, I can't even imagine a girl project type of energy towards me because, bitch, you have lost your mind and we don't tolerate that at all, whatever. But
the bitch insert was crazy. We've been working on that, kid.
You've been working on that.
you said, I'm cool.
She don't do therapy. He don't do reading. Just wind down and liquor.
And watch documentaries.
What kind of crime?
All time.
We're not doing that. Y'all talk about this shit off camera. We're going to talk about Janice and Jean.
She go to sleep. Oh, yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah. All right. So we got some correlation. That counts. And so it's a little blend here. There's a lot of, I'm feeling it.
But one thing me and my mom were talking about recently was the idea, I'm sure we all have dealt with in some capacity, or at least observed or experienced it, but it's like the idea of how parents change when they become grandparents.
Ooh.
And like how my mom, how I see her with my child is fascinating to me because my mom, again, she was that nigga, get the fuck up, you not hurt, it ain't bleeding, I don't hear that shit, hit the shot, all everything under the sun, whatever. But it was never any type of merging of like, do she love me? So she balanced it very well. Beat the shit out of me, but I never thought she didn't love me or give me all this thing, whatever. But, and again, I used to hear her say, yeah, my mom, when we were kids, my mom did this to us, this and that. And I can never imagine my grandma being like that to me, whatever. So it just keeps going. But when my mom were unpacking was like, what is it about lifetime, whatever, that makes people, a lot of people, I won't say all, but a lot of people change when they become grandparents, but not really any other components of their life. Because my mom, she's still the same person to her friends and coworkers or whoever, the men she date, her, my stepdad, but parent to grandparent, totally different. Yeah. But any other facet of your life, Lena is Lena. And don't fuck with her.
Oh, she gets a name this episode.
So what do y'all think about it? Have y'all experienced it your own way?
I think I can understand it a little bit because I have some trauma with me. So with me, I'm a little like rougher on the edges with my sons. But the more that, I think it's more so as the more that you learn yourself, the more patient you grow, and the more understanding that those things are not good, and you cannot do. It's like you're fighting with anger and work and a bunch of other things included, but you're at that time when she probably had you, she was really getting to know herself. You have your child, she knows herself. Of course, she's still probably gonna do it to you, but she knows how to be way more patient with your child. So I think it's just time, wisdom, and growth for people that she probably had trauma. So it's just her as getting to know herself in a sense, and now she really knows that's not how you do a child. You really don't have to yell. Because my nanny is like that. You don't have to yell at my nanny and my aunt Tracy. You don't have to yell at these kids. Who don't have to yell? Yes, I did.
No, you don't have to yell. I do.
Yeah, right. But
and it's so gaslighting when mom saying, like, don't yell at her like that. I'm like, you of all people.
Right. I got a topic, but go ahead. I want to hear. I know you said you agree.
No, that's so. I tease my mom about that all the time. I'm like, you're a different person, bro. Like,
y'all want to know what's funny though? Because my mom changed. But she went the opposite direction. She became team fuck them grandkids. They can't spend a night. It's a time they got to be picked up. It's a very minimum slots of being able to drop them off.
These ain't my kids.
My mom is outside because she say she spent her whole life. She raised her siblings. Then she had kids young. Then raised us. Then raised the first batch.
Right.
Like, because I got brothers that's in there. I got a brother that's in his 40s. A sister that's about to be. So it's the first batch of grandkids. Like, I got a niece that's like 28, 27.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Then it's like, now it's like I'm a great uncle. Like, I'm really a good uncle, but I'm also a great uncle.
Right,
like,
I get you.
You know, I just want to plug both.
You clever. I see what you did.
Yeah. But I have nieces that have kids and a nephew that has so he passed, but still he has a son. So it's like, she's just like, nope. See y'all at the 4th of July, Thanksgiving,
I love that for her though.
Yeah,
my mom do, and like my sister gonna be pissed. Like, cause you know they want to.
Of course.
Grandmoms don't do that. I'm like, who the fuck are y'all to make the criteria what grandmoms do? Mommy is outside.
Yes.
She is not with the shit. She gonna work, get her check, and go spend that motherfucker. And she's going to 1 or 2 places, but I won't reveal them because I don't need people knowing where my mom's going.
Right.
But she got
like you?
She got 2 fucking places she's going with that money. But one thing for sure, she will not be watching kids.
Not bringing no grandkids when she go to these 2 places.
Like, it's such a small window that we literally have to be there like within an hour.
She changing her mind. She out.
No, it's like
that she taking them.
It's like this is your last voucher for this year. Like, this kid's like, and then with my mom is she's a great individual, but I feel like some of her complaining and wore off on me. I'm a blend in the household. I'm a blend of my steppop and my mom. Yeah, it's bad.
Oh man.
It's different. It's different.
My mom sent me pictures today. Her and my son, they went to brunch.
That sounds so lit.
They're like getting plants and flowers.
Yeah, same.
They're chilling at the pool.
Yes, I definitely want to get
And she's just like, he's my favorite human ever. He can do no wrong. And I'm just like
that with me, 100%.
I'm just like, like, I woke up to screams. Like, not like my mom is amazing.
No,
but
say
like,
it. Say it. Roll to the screams. I went through it too.
Trauma.
All of us did trauma.
It's a safe space. She's not watching.
No, but no, I think time is the biggest teacher of all.
100%.
I think one thing we don't talk about in the Black community a lot, your resources play a big part. When
a large
you're
part.
in survival mode all the time, which my mom can attest to a lot of her life, you know, you're just like, you stressed. You think about how you're going to feed these kids, take care of them, and oh my God, and now they just asked for another toy and I'm about to scream and freak out.
And
you know, or I
another
asked you to sit down 3 times and I'm just trying to like clear my mind from
And
a
they
long
speaking
day.
the truth and saying shit like it ain't never nothing to eat here.
My nigga Shuby said, he said, dang,
That's crazy.
you still ain't got no snacks.
There's never nothing to eat here.
That's
Them
crazy.
kids will hurt you, boy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And one thing I
After
think
they ate everything. Let's
Yes.
just note that too.
I think the biggest part about parenting, when I became a parent, I realized that you literally get a mirror to yourself. You have the option to either repeat or, you know, make new traditions or things or new ways of being, right? Because like, I remember early on when my son was a toddler, you know, when they're in that repeating everything phase. And I'm like, oh, I gotta stop. You have a choice right then and there. And I think grandparents, they realize, they watch their kids grow, they realize all of their mistakes and wrongdoings, and they have an opportunity from that mirror. Do I wanna contribute to something different or better? Or do I want to like now have my time, right? Because I did my job. I did my job well. And then a bunch of other times they're over. Right. So it's really fascinating.
And there's 2 points I'm going to make. One is short. The first point is I think we being philosophical about this shit. Where I really think that they just feel like it ain't their full-time responsibility, so they could just be the fun person.
It do feel better. It do feel
you know,
better.
it's like this motherfucker could go home. Yeah. So it's like, you know, a lot of we want to be fun.
PRN.
But you are, you know where you at on the buddy pass list when I don't know, it just triggered me when you said PRN. It reminded me. But
overarching smut is crazy.
Like. Yeah, that's from
3 episodes ago.
Conversation. But he wondered why he didn't get the invite. But it's another conversation. But basically, I feel like because it's not full time, when you're not dealing with the kid 24/7, you have way more patience.
Yeah.
We see it with aunts and uncles. Like you see it, like everybody want to see the kid, and then they want to give them back. And I feel like grandparents is in an ultimate space to micromanage you, prove to you that they were right, and at the same time make your kid love them and vent to like they get to be the fucking fly on the wall to all the shit you. It's like a fucking full circle moment. I think that they enjoy that shit because I could do no wrong in my grandma's eyes. It didn't matter. My grandma, even my nephew, he got the same name as me. This motherfucker, no mother's name, but like it'd be like I'd be laughing. I'm like, was it like? Did I get away with this? He, like, did my grandma let me get away with? And it's like in reality, she really did. And I feel like it's just because we wasn't her kids. But the second point I was gonna make when me going in and out
fill them
again.
up with sugar and then send them back.
Fuck, it'll come back to me.
Smart ass nerd.
I hate when I do that. What'd you say, motherfucker?
No, I was reading something.
No, I heard. We got to go ahead and crop him. It ain't too late. But I think I was going to. It was still in the same realm of parenting. But let's stay there. Just
yeah. No, I think everything Monty was saying was really interesting to me because, like, to your point about the stress, I feel like that's probably the case. Also, like as Niall saying as well, you know, you don't have all the responsibility and burden, so you have more bandwidth free to engage in certain ways, whatever. But at the same time, also, and same point basically. But I think my mom was even more interesting to me because, like, when she was younger with me, she even had more resource and sense because I was younger and my dad was part of my life, and she had my stepdad for a big majority of my life, and now she has neither. And same, like, she didn't fucking she didn't change her financial lifestyle, same shit, whatever, and somehow less stress is projected onto my child. Like,
you got less resources and you became a better person.
Right.
Like, did you make bad decisions with the people you had around you when you was raising me?
You had all this support with me and it was still whooping my ass. Like,
the queen could do what she wanted.
Yeah, like,
But,
So I'd rather be poor.
So what I was gonna say was because I was trying to hold on to both points, but Monty had mentioned kids being a mirror. I strictly think that's a maternal thing. I have never. Really? Now my kids act like me and they have me in them, but it was never something that I had to learn about myself through them. I feel like every mom I've had this discussion with said that though. I see it in my own household, in my relationship, to the point where I say it. I'd be like, my girl can walk in, completely violate my boundary, completely. Like, there was no regard like to what's going on. It's just like I could say, yo, these are my M&Ms. I'm looking forward to eating these. I come back, half the pack is gone. But I only had 3. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't have touched them, right? Daughter go in, touch her perfume. No questions, no nothing. Walk past. Come here. You wearing my good girl? You wearing my YSL?
There's only 3 sprays.
Yeah. But mom, I only sprayed the one. That don't matter. That's what.
What about my M&M?
Motherfucker. But that's different because you my man. No, it's not.
Yeah.
It is.
Don't you gaslight us on this fucking platform.
To me.
It's different.
That different.
That's our coin phrase. It's different. But look, let me explain something to y'all, man. This is what I would just explain on another show that I just did when I was in Atlanta. And this was advice to the men, but it's also a correlation because I got women here now. So for my audience, y'all can be the perspective. I feel like in every situation, to the point where it's redundant and my girl tries to like disregard it and discredit it. But in every situation that I was ever able to make, remember I said I use a correlation, make her understand something. It was always when I put her in my shoes because I'm a protector and a provider, right? And the only time women are truly that, right, is in a maternal way where it's like, this is I gotta protect and provide for mine no matter what. Even if you're a single mom, you assume that role. So when it comes to suggestions that I might make from good intent that she might not understand, I always gotta reverse it and say, well, think about it if you were talking to your child, because then you will understand my position on it. I'm not your dad, but in this particular dynamic, I'm the protector and a provider. In that dynamic, you're the protector and a provider. One analogy I gave her just recently was when it comes down to like, they always want to say, oh, men is prideful when it comes to asking for money or, receiving money from their woman, right? And I'm not saying these new men who just want to go, 50-50 or whatever. Not that it's a problem. I'm just saying, like, I'm speaking to the traditional conversation of men have a problem with it. I said, all right, let's not make it a problem, but let me give you perspective, right? Say, she gets allowance for doing her chores, right? She save up $100. Your phone bill is due. It's $100. She say, oh, mommy, I have $100 here. Take this and pay your phone bill. You appreciate the gesture, but it's still that part of you that don't want to accept it because you feel like they deserve to keep their money. When as men, when we don't take the money or don't want to take the assistance or the suggestion to the solution, it's not minimizing your role or your contribution. It's basically just that same protection provision. I don't want to worry you with this because this is a problem that I'm capable of solving, even if it's not happening in your foreseeable vision.
Gotcha.
You follow me? So it's like the kid might want something now. Well, mommy, I'll just pay for it. But it's deeper than just paying for it. It might be another timing that's associated and attached to it. So if you're a man out there and you're trying to have a conversation and this woman has kids, in more cases than not, when it's come to her violating your boundaries, with her talking back to you, always insert her kid into the mix because that is the one true lane where she can understand. Like if I fucking pay for you to have X, Y, Z lifestyle, and you talking to me crazy, and you don't see nothing wrong with it, but you buy your kid a pair of sneakers and you throw that shit, but I'm buying you all this stuff and you talking to me like, you can clearly see why a person is frustrated, and it's not control. If you say, I don't want my son going in that neighborhood because they be shooting, you don't feel like you're trying to control him. You feel like you got his best interest at heart.
Right.
So the man say, I don't want my girl doing this and going here and doing that. This man is not trying to control. But that protection provision thing is very much prevalent when you are in that role. Y'all never assume that role with us, which is why it's like, oh, that nigga don't want me doing this. He want to control me. He don't want me living free. But it's like when the kids say, my mom want to control me, she don't understand. I do get it. I was in your shoes once. I lived there. I know what the outcome is. So for the men that's out there, if you ever need to draw the correlation, that's the best way to do it. But don't do it in a gaslighting way. Don't say, but you when your fucking kids are talking to you. It has to be in a calm sense of making the example. Listen, I'm explaining to you how I feel. When this happens, it's similar to when you complain about this happening. That's it. I don't even need your part.
Yeah,
that's good.
You were cooking there.
You said I was cooking.
You was cooking there, and the guy really was listening. Like, that's interesting. However, I'm a feminist, so
part time because he was a manimist just 2 weeks ago.
Let's hear it.
I will clip it. When there was 3 dudes up here, he was instantly team. Fuck them. He was a manimist.
I'm a feminist.
But go ahead,
Like they don't need bank accounts.
He said they should be barefoot and pregnant cooking. His exact words.
You said that?
I'm a feminist.
Go ahead, though.
No, but the one thing I like, again, similar to the head coach thing, we talking about the assistant coach. Yeah. I think and I want to open the conversation just for people that's receiving and want to be like, nigga, da da da. I think the elephant in the room of the conversation is like also yes, protect, provider, both dynamics at the same time. That is a child, and I am an adult though. So I'm curious to see what would be if I add that to the conversation, like that specific thing.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah,
because again, we're not talking about age here. We're talking about role. Protector, provider. The fact that you're an adult should mean you can understand what I'm saying, which means that this should be an easier conversation.
Don't you
have
have
more
more
to deliver it to a child?
I get that, but wouldn't adults just have more license?
No, I think that's a trauma response and people where we think we don't have boundaries because they adults, right? It's like my mom was allowed to come in my room whenever she pleased. Like, no, my mom will testify to this. I don't know how old I was, but I got my first piece of mail. She decided to open it. I let that lady know she would be going to jail for committing a federal crime and I don't even play that. But lady, because you're going to pay for this if you open my mail again. And I had to establish that dynamic, which is going. Now I'm gonna land a plane on the whole that, but I gotta pivot real quick for the men again, so y'all don't maintain being a mama's boy. You have to cut the umbilical cord. Because most time your mom ain't gonna do it.
Absolutely.
She raised you. She is used to having that authoritative role in your life. Her opinions matter. Not saying you should just disregard your mom. Not saying telling your son.
I honestly think it's worse for daughters.
Hold on, but let me explain why y'all gotta cut the umbilical cord. You gotta make your mom see you as a man. And what I mean is just like you have to start. Because like what tends to happen is, which is why they get so reliant on the activities and the responsibilities that their mom is willing to take on for them that they never go back and claim them for themselves. It's like, oh, because I could love my mom, I should. Because I could call my mom for this, I should. Because she will wash my clothes, I should get her to do it. Because she will feed me, I should have her cooking. It's like, no. At some point in your life, you have to cut the umbilical cord or she's going to always look at you like her son. To me, my mom is a grown-ass woman, but she's still a woman. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm still a man. Yes, that's my mom. Yes, I'm her son. But in the establishment of it, I understand that my mom is a woman and I am a man, which means that my mom has emotions. My mom has the same thing that I'm dealing with. She's just in her 60s. And it became more prevalent when I seen her do some shit that I'm like, oh, this shit don't stop. Like, my mom in her 60s and she doing that shit. There's no fucking out with this shit. So when I say cut the umbilical cord, it's like you won't be able to effectively run the structure in the way you want if your mom has authority over you, because then she has a super opinion in the way your household is ran and the woman you choose. Not that she can't have an opinion, but it shouldn't be so present that it's to the point where she almost has control. And like, I feel like ladies should cut the umbilical cord, but they tend not to. It's like, I raised this boy, he's a man now. I still have that authority over him to tell him what to do and what not to do. That's my son. And it's like, nah, you're my mom. And because you're my mom, I'm going to protect you. I'll do whatever you need. I will never disrespect you, but you are also going to respect me. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like one of them situations where it's like, yeah, cut the umbilical cord. Now, to go back to that dynamic and land a plane on that is, no, it's not a difference. And it's just a role. it don't matter. If your boss was younger than you, that's still your fucking boss. So if I'm the protector and a provider, that means it's my responsibility to make sure you're okay. If I have to do that, it should be no kickback for that. You have to trust that the same way we would want our children to trust that. The man has full dominion over the household. So the woman has dominion over the sectors of the household that she has dominion over. But if the ship fucking sinks, ladies, they're not looking at y'all like, well, why you ain't get a second job? Well, why you? They're gonna be like, why that nigga? So that's where the head coach, assistant coach thing. The women being our assistant coach mean I'm listening to the suggestions because they see shit that I don't see. But when it's all said and done, I have to have final say because when it's all said and done, it falls on me. So yes, no, that dynamic don't change. But because they run the household when we not there, they can understand. They instantly get in a protector provider mode. Shut my door. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't wear this. Don't go there. So they can understand. So again, we're not doing this to say I'm the boss and you gotta listen. We're doing it to say, listen, when you're the boss at the house, you understand how you identify disrespect. You understand how you identify these set behaviors. So when I come home, I need you to understand that this is how I identify it because I got full dominion over everything in here because it's my responsibility to make sure y'all cool. Macho man shit aside. But I know I said I was gonna crack it at 45, but give us like another 15 and we're gonna rock. Cause I want the ladies to, get a little bit right? All right, so give us another 11.
Any thoughts to add to the conversation, ladies?
Yeah, I feel like more so it's principle of things.
Talk to me.
If we have the same, me and Monty always say the same principles, morals, values, and respect, then we can coexist.
100%.
If we don't have the same principle of what you're explaining, we're never going to understand. So when you were saying it, I was thinking like, okay, yeah, I would have to shut the fuck up because you make hella sense because it's the principle of what you're trying to say. It's not the fact that it was just M&Ms. It's not the fact that I'm a doubt in your child. It's the principle that it's still something being took.
Yes.
So as long as it's being took, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Yes.
So
that's what eliminates the it's only.
Right.
Because the only don't matter. It's subjective. It's the principle. Yeah. So I like how you added that. And y'all some intelligent ladies. A little bit of accountability on one side.
A little bit of grave taking,
a little bit of
all the time,
But
no
you know what though?
pushback.
But no, listen, man. Let me just tell you, man, I knew Monty for like 10 years, not necessarily like close and intimately, but just like Monty because her son's father was like a great friend of mine growing up. Like we were they was like my brother growing up. Now, granted, we grown ass men now. Niggas are just doing their own thing. It's love. But when we was growing up, it was like, nah, like she probably was the reason why this nigga stopped coming around type shit. But to see Monty growth, and didn't even watch Case grow up, like, and to see, like, I be seeing the shit his dad post, and like I see it, I'm just like, yo, like, y'all, they raising a dope ass kid. So I haven't seen your boys or whatever.
That's all me.
But
protect and provide. That's mine.
Crazy.
I'm one of those. That's me.
Yeah.
You know what? My mom like that too though. My mom don't want to give my step-pop none of the credit, and my step-pop really is the reason I'm the man I am. My mom did take care of me really well. She did pour into me. Her mindset is unmatched. Yeah. But it was just certain things about manhood that if he didn't come around, we just wouldn't understand.
And I understand that. Like, me and Dad, we don't see eye to eye all the time. We barely even got to communicate. But I know the importance of the presence of a father.
For sure.
And I'll never interfere with that.
My mom gives no credit. Like, at all. Like, it's all her. It's all me. Nigga, you look like your dad, but it's all me. Like, yeah.
That's the only thing he gave you.
Facts. Like, that's why recently where it's... You do?
Yeah, I'd be grateful for them because they really
And she is grateful, but she takes all credit though. Yeah.
No, I honestly,
this is an anomaly, ladies and gentlemen.
Inherit that.
I'm the cool part of my kids, but I definitely am grateful for
I would like to see, if I can make a request, ladies, I would like to see more appreciation to fathers' efforts. I feel like it's so widely spread and fed of the absent father. I feel like our generation is kicking ass when it comes to not being absent. That deadbeat disappearing shit died in the 80s and the 90s. We here. We might not be the way y'all want us to be all day, every day. Yeah. But we are here. Our generation is kicking ass. No, a present father is not a perfect father. But whatever he contributes adds to the dynamic of that life for that child. And I feel like, I like that you said you're going to start being more appreciative because that's all a nigga be wanting. And it's like appreciation don't gotta go the longest way if you don't fuck with the person, but it's just acknowledging the fact that you don't have to do it all alone because it's disrespectful to the women that had to do it all alone. So it's like, even if a nigga gets a kid once a week, it don't gotta be to your standard. Because what I learned, and I feel like, is no amount is enough most times to your baby mom that you're not with. And it's like, I'm not saying that in a personal sense. I'm saying that even as a just observing sense, it's like, you got some healthy co-parenting situations. I'm not smarting all y'all. I'm just saying. But for the most part, it's always like, well, yeah, you did this, but you ain't do that. I'm doing it. It's like a fucking measuring contest. And it's like, how about we just strictly focus on the motherfucker effort and nurture growth in that, right? Because I had to grow to become a I was a dad since I was 16 years old. I had to grow to be the dad I am today. You know what I mean? And it's like, for me, my recipe for the men out there, I just don't give a fuck what they think and what they say in their opinion, because I'm like, y'all only see life from y'all world and y'all perspective. Y'all don't know the amount of sacrifices, the shit I do for my kids, and like, y'all don't understand the amount of oversight that I have over their lives, the amount of fucking reach that I have to make sure that they cool everywhere they go and widely loved and can explore different things, you know?
I think to that defense though, raising a child is going to take a lot of money and resources and a lot of time.
I agree.
And I feel like whenever parent that's not the most present, right? Like I've been posing that to like my son's dad, and that's not to in any way reflective of our situation. Just a general.
All this is general.
I pose that, right? Like, if you're not giving your time, if the kid is with me 98% of the time, you need to be given some resources. And that could be money. That could be you sending the payment to the daycare. That could be you paying for the sports and activities, right? Like, helping to offload my burden if I'm the one with the majority of the time. If we doing it, if he's with you 50% of the time and me, you know, like, then you do your thing, I do my, it has to be a balance, right? I feel like men sometimes and dads is just like you said, the effort, like I'm making effort, I'm the 1 day a week, but it's like, what about the mom who has the child 6 other days?
Yeah, I like that.
You know, like
everything you just said, my fault. I just want to add to it real quick. I like that you said that, and you also added context, because I do feel like the 100% has to be accomplished, whatever that looks like. So if you have less time, you should have more resources. That's just for any man. Like that's all. That's my philosophy. Like I feel like I'm like my kids. I do week on, week off. Like I got them. Now my oldest daughter 15. She picks and chooses at this big age.
Yeah, right.
She just called from, not that she gonna take it personal. I say that. She just called when she want to come around. Like if she feel like being around us, she'll come around.
Yeah.
But as far as with my youngest daughter, who's 8 years old, I'm getting her every single week, 3 to 4 days, or every other week, 7 straight. Sometimes she stayed for weeks and months. So it's like, for me, it's like, and we talked about this briefly, it's like, I feel like that's if you have a 50% gap of free time, then that should cover the 50% expense that it would cost me if I didn't give no time.
Yep.
Now, some people will argue, no, you gotta always da-da-da, but it's like, I got a family of 5, right? I'm a provider for my family. So if my daughter is in this family half the time, then it's like, there's no cause of we need food for her. We need this for that. Now, granted, if I got extra, it's like, yeah, for sure, I can send some money that way. But it's like, if it ain't there, then it's not like well, no, you need to take 50% and it's like,
no, I don't
so
believe
I
in
like
that.
that you add the context to it, because I feel like a lot of, moms feel like they do more, and in reality, it's just subjective, because like you could.
I prefer the time. Go, take her.
And that's what, and I was gonna say to men, it's actually easier that way.
Yeah.
And that goes to
more beneficial for the child too.
For the child and for you as a man and as a leader, you get to have more to control over the decisions you want to make. So if you don't have your kids, but you want to say what school they go to, you can't tell this woman not to travel to what's convenient for her.
Right.
But when you get them more, you now have more jurisdiction over decisions that actually fucking matter.
Right.
And it's like, I want to be instrumental. Now my child's mom would want my youngest daughter to go to private school. If that was in the budget, I would love it. But if it's not in the budget, then let me find something that's suitable, that I like the district or I like the environment, because my job as a protector is to make sure that my kid is in a safe area, whatever that looks like, or where I'm resourceful at. So in the event that anything, all right, like, I know these people can go get my daughter because they close to her or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So I think that men got to start taking those leadership qualities that we will have in every other area and just implement it into parenting, and it makes it easier. And for the ladies, I just request that y'all just don't try to parent for the man on his end. Like, you can't run both households.
Right.
And once we split this motherfucking household, once this shit was broken, you got to understand there's going to be 2 set of rules.
That's big.
It's just what it is. Like, you might put him to bed at 8 o'clock. The bedtime might be 9 o'clock over there. It would be ideal to say, yo, can we agree?
Well,
at 8
thankfully
o'clock?
I can.
Huh?
Thankfully I can agree.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, we do.
That's a blessing.
And we do that.
Yeah, so I think that just to land a plane on that, I think that, it's always good to try to we gotta grow the fuck up as parents.
Yes.
Like it's not about us. We gotta put our personal feelings to the side, our personal animosities, and completely sweep them under the rug for the bigger picture. And I would appreciate if ladies in total didn't use their kids as pawns, and if men in total didn't use it as a leveraging tool to hurt your baby mom. These are real human beings that really need both for us as fucking parents, and I say us as a whole culture to come together and do what's best for them. We ain't got motherfucker will go to work with somebody they don't like. They would hang around a motherfucker that they don't like. They would even be friends with a motherfucker that talk behind their back. But when it comes to the person that they birthed, they can't find a way to come together on one page and just make it make sense for the sake of the kid. They ain't say love each other, but it's just like, yo, you ain't gotta have the same birthday parties. You could do your own thing, but just have an agreement where it's like, stick to your side, I stick to mine.
Yeah.
And go ahead, you.
I'll say real quick before we got here. I think everything you were saying was valid and I understood it, but just to add to the conversation as well from the woman perspective, I'm a feminist. But also, because again, yes, in theory or in a vacuum, I get if a man does 1 day a week, that should be appreciated, I suppose. But it's and we already unpacked.
I'm not saying that though. I just was saying, just the appreciation don't mean it has to be accepted and respected in a way. It's just one of the things where it's acknowledge it so you can feed it to grow. Fair. Can one work to two? Because can two go to four? Can 4 go to week at a time? So
Fair.
more
Got you. But I do feel just to again for men to kind of take information. I always just felt I understand things can be different. Women attitude dynamics, men do. I have very little tolerance for the deadbeat type shit or lacking dad type shit.
Yeah,
and again, I just feel men can just do more to be involved. Even if let's say it's a crazy baby mom, I feel oftentimes men just end up being lazy. Men don't want to put the extra effort. Men don't want to go to court. And I feel these things end up biting you in the end, end up also ultimately affect your child.
I agree.
But if you have more investment, more intentional energy and efforts, you will ultimately get what you want out of the situation and your child will benefit from it. And yes, you should do more of the custodial work.
Yes.
And money just doesn't solve everything.
100%.
And I understand the woman, if she's dealing with this where it's kind of imbalanced, I get her just on a human level, the frustration on the other end. Nigga, you get every other Tuesday randomly, I gotta do that, whatever. And I get where nigga, I'm tired.
But I think
so. I understand how these things can be frustrating, and I feel if both people are really just trying their best to do as much as they can, that's the common ground to what you speak of.
So I would think, hold on, because I'm gonna do this. Let's just run it then. You know what I mean? Because I gotta say this, and then I want them to chime in. I would say to your point, I agree, especially from the spectrum of the dead. We don't I hold my friends accountable. Any man that's around me. It's I don't know what goes on off the record, but on the record, we making sure that everybody is a standard of fatherhood that's present. You know what I'm saying? It's we should make the standard more widespread amongst men. I do think men should be more intentional about being in their kids' lives. I always say, you can't get rid of your baby mom. Right, because men think in tune they get rid of their kid unintentionally, trying to not deal with the baby mom. The baby mom might be making it difficult for him, but that's what you signed up for when you lay down with her. You have all of the power before you bust that nut. The moment you bust that nut, you've diverted that power to her because she got the decision on if she keep the baby or not. And from that point on, you have to deal with the ramifications of your actions. If you don't want to deal with it, don't do it. You know what I mean? And I had to become an active believer in that within myself because it's you can't just be out here having sex, nothing in a woman, understanding the possibilities that then when they come, you I don't want to deal with you. The fuck, no, it just don't work like that. Right. So I think that men definitely got to fight a little harder. And that's what being a leader is about. It's just establishing your boundaries and how you want to parent, but being that present parent and not just saying, you know what, I don't want to deal with her attitude, so I'm not going to call my kid. And it could be a request for ladies to make it a little easier because a lot of shit is narrative based. Women are crafty as fuck in making a nigga look like a deadbeat and making him look absent, but they do little subtle shit change the number, put you on the block list, this shit get real. And it's then they plant seeds in the kid head because they want the kid to share the perspective that they have of the dad. So it get tricky. But for the men that just naturally deadbeats, it's all I can say is I hope that motherfucker come to terms with understanding the decision that you made. And
not even deadbeat, but you could do more. I ain't gonna call you a deadbeat per se, but you could
I'm
do
saying
more.
the ones that are legitimate deadbeats.
Right, but them too.
Yeah, I just hope that they would come around.
But niggas giving C+ work,
just to get
strive for the B.
But if you want to get, if y'all kids clean up their room, you say, baby, good job. You know what they want to do? They want to gain mommy's approval. They're gonna clean that motherfucking room again. I'm not saying praise a baby dad for fucking mid-tier effort. I'm saying acknowledge it in a way that makes him feel damn, this is how I get her to respect me. So she stopped talking to me like this. So she stopped yelling and complaining. This is what shuts her the fuck up. I'll be there at 7. And he actually gonna show up because he know if he not, he gonna get a text message or call. And what I was gonna add to it, I was gonna say, ladies gotta stop trying to control their baby dad's effort. Because yes, you're right, but men have responsibilities that they were born with, right? Childbearing is the one responsibility I feel like women can't get away from. Not to denounce the women that had to pay all their bills and all that by themselves. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about this is one of the situations where it was like, yeah, once you have this kid, that we know this is your kid and you're going to feel attached to this kid to the point where you willing to do whatever to make sure this kid is okay. We have that dynamic built enough to take care of women, children, and everything in between that we love because we are naturally not selfish. Women, not saying y'all are selfish, but y'all exhibit selfish behaviors not by choice, but by the simple fact that the world can revolve around y'all. That's just what it is. Like you can wake up without a responsibility, and it is a man out here that would be willing to take care of you. We don't have that luxury, but when you have a kid, that part of that becomes obsolete because it's like this is my responsibility. Yeah. So now y'all have something that's 100% y'all's, and y'all like, nah, nigga, come get 50% of this shit. And it's like a nigga should on his end, he should be there and do not even 50. Both parents should do 100. But the fact of the matter is one of the situations where a single moms will not complain because it's like at the end of the day. This is 100% your responsibility, regardless of the 1%, 2% this motherfucker do. So complaining, you just making your life more harder. It's like you got to know. My mom, to quote, like my mom always said, "I never will force y'all dads to be fathers, but I will always leave the door open if they decided to come around. I'm not going to blame them for the fact that I chose sorry fathers." And that was just always her thing. I chose sorry men to lay down with. So this is what come with it. These are my kids. I decided to keep y'all, so I'm going to take care of y'all. Yeah. My mom is an anomaly in that sense. But the fact of the matter is that was my perspective coming up. So I'm like, yeah, I get it. That motherfucker not doing enough, but you complaining ain't going to make him do no more. That's your responsibility regardless. And you going to figure it out. So why complain in the meantime? Right. But no, ladies,
Whew. No, you said everything true. Damn. Luckily, I don't have those kind of issues.
No, it's true. It's the accountability. Yeah, from the very first beginning of this sit down. Accountability is important in every aspect of life.
No, I appreciate that, and I got a lot of love for y'all. I just met you today, but the energy is definitely, you can come to the cookout vibes. Like, feel like I knew you.
On Cousin Ron?
Yeah, for sure. Cousin Ron.
Y'all look good as a unit, too.
Yeah.
Y'all look good. Representing the brand. Well, y'all look good.
I like the whole, like.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even touch on Janice Jean for a second. Like,
stand up real quick. Give us the minute.
My skirt too short. We can't do that.
Well, stand up, I would assume it would drop down. No, don't do that.
Shirt and some shorts.
All right, but I want them to see the full. Is this Janice and Jean on the
No.
So I just give it the shirt.
So just the top.
Yeah, give it the shirt and the hat.
All right, the shirt. You guys stand up.
You don't have to if you want to.
All right, so
the big
shirt,
things about the hat. Infamous things about the hat.
I just stressed it a little bit myself. It's really like how Imani's shirt
is.
Folded
up mine.
I had it on.
And this is our hat.
Fire ass cap.
It comes in navy blue too.
Yeah.
But
and
yeah,
this is our shorts too. We got some legacy shorts.
Oh, that's fire.
Those were from like 2 seasons ago, I believe.
Yeah.
Please talk about how your grandmoms is the inspiration behind it real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right. So Janice is her grandmother. Jean is my grandmother, and they helped raise us. My grandma was in the household with my grandma since I was like 5. And Imani's known, of course, she's known her grandma all her life. But we were sitting on the floor one day, and we loved fashion, and we came up with the name of our grandmoms because we wanted to build a legacy and tribute towards them and towards our kids as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff we put on our clothes. Including our jacket, our varsity jacket, says 2 moms, 2 souls, 1 goal. Mm-hmm. So we're the 2 moms, the 2 souls, Janice and Jean, and then the 1 goal is like create a family legacy, right? Like this is a family brand through and through. Like everything we do, all the messaging, all the every name of every item is linked to a family member or a story of family. So that's super important to us.
And we call our customers family.
We do.
Family appreciation.
We do.
That we do.
No customer, anything. It's like, hey, family, how you doing?
Yeah, I love that. And talk about the pants that had the last name.
Oh, yeah, Hunter Bell. So our sweatsuit, our humane sweatsuit. So Hunter Bell is the last names of Janice and Jean. Yep. So like I said, everything
really works.
Everything.
Because Hunter Bell is high.
Yeah,
everything's linked to family, and it just so happens that we have cool family names.
Yes.
Like, it just rolls off the tongue.
Purpose for y'all though.
Yeah.
And I just want to take this time to give y'all credit and y'all flowers. I came down to the showroom. I know y'all been working on the brand for like a few years now. I seen it going crazy on Twitter a few years ago, and I've been meaning to grab some pants. But Monty, she was still like doing drop offs at the trunk. I felt like at the time. Our schedule. I was living in Atlanta. It just wasn't working. But when I finally had the opportunity to come down there, even though I was led there through the influence of my barber who was trying his hardest to get that hat, when I got in there, I was just extremely proud, and I was taken back by the content that was on the walls and the kids that y'all involved, and the way the setup was. And I think it was dope. And what was even super dope, and I don't know if y'all plan to go into it full time, but I like the fact that Monty still maintained her corporate side.
Both of us.
Both of them still maintain their corporate side while running a very successful business. And you know, just being good moms and being good partners to y'all spouses and the people y'all dating and dealing with. And I think that that's extremely dope, and that's good representation. And I love how in this space today, you know, we said some things that could have been triggering, and y'all allowed us to speak. No, for real. And y'all even acknowledged it, and I fuck with that. So I will always share space with y'all. You know what I mean? And y'all are ideal model women.
I say you say trigger things.
It's a choice.
They called the mom a Taurus. A Taurus, I mean.
A Taurus.
Same thing. Psycho. Sorry to the Taurus.
But go ahead. What you about to say, land the plane?
No, I was just saying that everything is a choice. Like, we woke up one day and decided, like, I want to be the best mom I can be. I want to own a business, and I want it to be family linked. I want to be good at work. Like, I'm still not done climbing the corporate ladder. Like, I'm only 28. Like, I want to accomplish some things and get some checks. I didn't get that degree for nothing.
And I need a yours.
Fucking with their energy. Like, you see what I'm saying?
So it's like, and I want to be a wife. Like, you got to be intentional about stuff, right? Like, I want to be some man's wife. I want to be proud, like, my man.
Burn
you
you out with my husband.
And let's land it here. Do y'all want the duties and responsibilities that come with being a wife, or just the title?
I'm working on that part. I'm going to be honest. I'm working on that.
As a wife, yes.
All right.
I'm working on it.
I respect that, and I respect that as well. So that's something we'll have to dive deeper into. So we'll leave them on that cliffhanger, and I feel like we might actually really have to bring these two back.
Yeah,
Like
we always say it.
We say
never
it
mean it.
Yes, but we never mean it.
We around.
But in this particular,
our showroom is actually like less than 10
don't
minutes
tell
away.
nobody that is. We in New Jersey.
I ain't saying where we
with
at.
the cans.
I ain't saying where we at. I'm just saying we not
We
too
in New
far.
York.
All right, but the showroom is amazing. If y'all got cute size, I mean, don't give him nothing I got.
Yeah, just let us know.
But you know, just give him something that fits his profile. Like, you know what I mean? Like his profile.
We
But
good.
all in all, man, this was a hell of an episode. Big shout out to my guy, All Money Shots. Vern on the production. He filled in for us today. You got to make sure that we plug that. You know what I mean? He got some amazing things going on. He actually got a 40 for 40. Now, this is going to last forever, and his 40 for 40 is forever. So it don't matter when you see this. You can always reach out to him at All Money Shots to find out about the 40 for 40 special. And it's 40 professional shots. So the book cover, the photo on the back of my book, any professional headshots I have on my profile is from him, and I paid $40 for it.
Whoa.
And that shit is elite. And I'm not saying it just because he's standing there and he's 6'4", he could beat you the fuck up. I'm saying it because
I can run for his money.
we're gonna put that theory to use. We're gonna test that out. I'm taking Vern. All bets are on Vern. But it's forever, and the quality is not. This is not a plug, a promo. Y'all can literally go look at the pictures on my page, and you can just look at the back of Cheating Is Not Cheating. You see that nice smile, that picture. That's all Vern. And yeah, man. So make sure y'all tap in with him. Y'all already know, man. We always hope that y'all take something from each episode. We just want y'all to get 1% better. You know, y'all know what my tagline is. As y'all let people know, we grow. And so don't gatekeep this. Don't gatekeep Janice and Jean. You know, let people know where they at. Don't gatekeep the 40 for 40 special. It's not just for you. It's for everybody. And don't gatekeep this episode. And I'll let my guest close it out first. Give me your name and your social. Where to find y'all at?
I'm Imani, co-owner of Janice Jean. My social is Imani, IMANI.JJC. I think that's on Instagram and TikTok. And Janice Jean & Co. is on all socials. So that's JANIS Jean G. Jean.
Grandma, look.
I know, right? Like, dang,
Sorry,
Grandma
Nana.
Jean, I'm sorry. Janice Jean and Co. on all socials.
And I'm Rhonda. Mine's is RON.DA.Smith. Yes, I'm difficult, but that's the
There's a
Instagram
lot going
handle.
on there. Should sound like a
Mentally
professional
too.
email. ron.smith@instagram.com.
I don't know what does it mean in dots, but I love dots.
Yeah. Period.
Thank y'all for having us.
Yes, we appreciate
Glad to have you
y'all.
guys.
My guy Q.
Yep, right on Q Live, as in right side, right on QUE Live. And also I want to throw in as well, if you ever want to, promote anything, whether it's your brand or your passion or industry, whatever it is, right there behind us. Right
This is
there.
a billboard.
Always keep that in mind as well.
This is a billboard. The show is not called Wolf Network. It's called the Wolf Has Spoken Podcast. Thank you for plugging that. This is a billboard. This can belong to you. So you want to have your clips, your content, your logo going viral in our clips, more reach, more awareness, right here. Y'all already know, man, it's the Wolf at Wolf WSC on all platforms. You can follow me. You can follow the network page at wolfnetwork.wsc, word Rhonda with the dot. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, Wolf Network, and you can download and listen to us on Spotify and Apple at the Wolf Has Spoken podcast. So make sure y'all tap in, and we'll see y'all next time. The Wolf Has Spoken.
Yes, sir.